So what is on my alleged mind today? Um, the subject that's come up for me repeatedly this week is about the question of joy and sorrow, and that's been on the front of my agenda, as it were, because I've been working on Eckhart's Sermon 7, where he repeatedly says that if you become whole within, the phrase that he uses is if you become one with God, you feel no grief or sorrow. And it seems preposterous because, first of all, it seems like we need those things in our lives. At least we think we do. And so one wonders why they would go away. But the second thing he says is that a perpetual joy arrives and comes to rule in life. And I keep getting tastes of that every day, where there is a joy that contains sorrow in it somehow and yet stands apart from life. And I thought maybe you would be interested in commenting on that, but maybe not. I don't know. It's your call.
It would give me great joy. Actually, probably more sorrow, but because it's painful to have this ache of sorrow for how I am, and which one can recognize as a recognition of somehow I'm not enough.
Mm.
But and these moments you're talking about joy, I was struck the other day how it seems as a gift I'm having these moments of such gratitude for the smallest things. And it was such a shock to me because I'm not unfortunately I wasn't a child or a young adult full of gratitude. I haven't enjoyed life, I immersed in it, but that kind of just gratefulness wasn't illusionary for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And to begin to recognize that its simplicity, it's not something I can make, manufacture, beg for, and anything. So I am left with the sense that it's something that exists that I'm always in the way of. And for some reason, that is really hopeful for me.
Well, that's
I could be saved, Lee.
the peculiar thing, as you know, about that idea that we could be saved, is that the goodness is already here. We just don't notice it, And that experience you're describing is it's the first crack in the door where some light begins to come in, and we begin to actually understand what all of this talk about higher emotion really is, because those moments are sacred and they're tiny. They're like points of light that appear suddenly in as you said, the tiniest things, and that opens the door to a mystery beyond comprehension in my experience, which is very close to what I'm talking about with the joy. Is that I'll be walking the dogs in the morning. This has happened several times, and all of a sudden I understand that I am literally under what is called grace there in that instant, and there's the stranger thing about that is that it starts leaking. Grace and joy start leaking. They're not contained in the vessels we built for ourselves. They start to go everywhere gradually. They penetrate.
Okay.